And good evening, everybody. Hello, Carson Meredith with you on this Sunday evening. Hope you all are well. Hope you've had a good weekend. Hope you've stayed cool. The heat is on, and it's here to stay for a couple more days. And then we've got some good changes to talk about. And that is what we are here, at least in part, to talk about tonight. We'll look ahead to when we can cool things down, how long the heat is here to stay, as well as some storm chances in between. So a little bit of everything in tonight's update here on Wave Weather Now. If you have any comments, questions, thoughts, or concerns, let me know. I got the comments right here to my right on the graphics here to my left. There's 3 different monitors in front of me, so it's a lot to keep track of, but that's okay. All right, comments already. Jackson on YouTube says, I got football practice Monday and Tuesday. What will the heat index be? We will answer that for you in just a second, Jackson. It'll be in triple-digit territory, that is for sure. Angela says, good evening. Hope all is well, Angela. Ashley's by herself Tuesday night. She doesn't want to worry about storms. There is some storms to talk about Tuesday evening, but a lot of wishy-washy with that forecast. A lot of details not really that clear at this point. We're going to explain what we're trying to figure out here with Tuesday in just a little bit. 101, definitely the minimum for that heat index tomorrow. Olivia went to the Kentucky Renaissance Fair today. Sounds like a good time. Hot, I'm sure. Christy's asking about storms for Hardin County. Nothing tonight. Might be some on Tuesday. We're going to get there here in just a sec. Tiffany says, do we have an alert day this week? Not at this time. Not at this time. Susan says, hello. Can't wait for the storms to cool things down. It was soupy out there today. Sure was. Sure was. That air you can wear. It was in full force, not just today, but all weekend. Let's dive into it, shall we? That is a live view of Simpsonville out at the Bluegrass or Outlet Shops of the Bluegrass. I got to get the name right. It is certainly still toasty out there this evening. Bright blue skies, though. We were concerned about some storms developing today. That did not happen. So didn't have to worry about that today. But it is still hot. 93. Closing in on 7 o'clock. Still in the 90s here in Louisville. It feels like 99. It's been a little breezy today. It's been a warm breeze. So that maybe keeps it from getting less or more stagnant, I guess. But still certainly a hot Sunday. It was hot yesterday. That trend's going to continue, guys, for Monday and Tuesday. To the Kentucky Mesonet cameras we go. This is just a few cameras that our friends at the Mesonet have. They've got countless cameras and weather observation sites across the state. They one day want to have a weather observation site in every single one of the 120 counties in our Commonwealth. So, and they are well on their way, I can tell you that. 90 in Bullitt County, 90 in Taylor County this evening. It's 88 in Oldham County, and it's 82 in Carroll County. Here's radar, and there's not much to talk about, but see this rain in southern Ohio, eastern Kentucky? That was a pretty good cluster of storms, if you can believe it, a few hours ago. You see what's left of that cluster just completely fizzled out as it got to the Ohio River. But there were quite a bit of tree damage reports up in Ohio, eastern Indiana. There was a lot of wind gusts, upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour with that cluster of storms. And we expected it to stay to the north and east of us, but we were worried that, some little outflow boundaries would try to develop in central Indiana near Seymour, North Vernon, and maybe that could set off a few downpours. Thankfully, that did not happen. So we are going to stay dry for the rest of the evening. No issues at all. Mostly clear, but very warm and very muggy. 76. That is our forecast low temperature tonight here in the city. Low 70s elsewhere. You do see that tiny 10% rain chance. So I guess I shouldn't say it's going to be totally dry. It'll likely be totally dry, but some models are trying to bring in another storm cluster that will fizzle by the time it gets here. I'm not worried about storms tonight, but there may be a stray shower near sunrise tomorrow morning. Let's say up near Seymour. Tiny chance. We'll watch it. Shouldn't be a huge deal at all. The big story is that warm, soupy air and the heat for Monday and Tuesday. So when you look at this map, you're looking at tomorrow in particular. But quite honestly, it's a carbon copy on Tuesday as well. So as we go towards Monday and Tuesday, we'll have those actual temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. 97 here in Louisville tomorrow and Tuesday. 95 in Corydon, 95 in Salem, Fort Knox, 94 in E-Town tomorrow, 93 or 95, I should say, in Mumfordville, 93 in Litchfield. But when you factor in that humidity, those little red circles, little red bubbles you see next to each town, that's what it's going to feel like with that humidity. So we're going to see the heat index easily into the triple digits tomorrow afternoon. I think in general between 100 and 105 is going to be the peak heat index for wave country on Monday. Heat advisory criteria is 105. I don't think everybody's going to get to 105, but it'll be close. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if there's a heat advisory or not tomorrow. Still need to take it easy outside. You know, you guys know the drill. Stay cool, stay hydrated, take care of the pets, take care of the neighbors, check the back seat. Keep doing those things over the next couple of days. All right. No heat advisories, but certainly if you're going to be working outside, need to take plenty of breaks in the AC if you can. More comments we go. Destiny says, hope you're having a good weekend. Yeah, it's been a good weekend. Well, it's been a crazy weekend. I mean, we all know that. But here in the weather office, it's been nice and calm despite the heat. Shirley says hello from E-Town. Nancy's asking about Thursday's weather. Hopefully it will be clear. Nancy, I can't say it's going to be totally clear Thursday, but it will be becoming clear. It'll clear out as the day goes on Thursday with this cold front pushing to the south. Amanda says the Nelson County Fair is this week. Hope it's not unbearable heat. It will not be later this week. It'll be very comfortable, actually, as we get towards the end of the week. Comfortable for July standards. Marianne says, hoping Tuesday morning is going to be okay. Got some errands to run. And that's kind of what I was talking about. We're going to dive deeper into it here in just a second. Tuesday's still very iffy at this point. Looked like Tuesday night was the main rain chance, but now it's kind of all over the place. So we'll explain all that here in just a second. Susan says, hotter than Hades. Yeah, that's one way to put it. That is for sure, Susan. Savannah's asking about tornadoes Tuesday. No, we are not worried about tornadoes on Tuesday. If we do see any gusty or any storms on Wednesday, it would be any storms on Tuesday, that is. The main issue would be gusty winds and heavy rain. But we got to get through the heat before we get to the storms. Again, highs mid to upper 90s the next couple of days with that heat index near 105. Okay, let's go into Tuesday, shall we? So if you've been watching us, watching our newscasts this weekend, I've been saying it looks like the highest storm chances would be Tuesday night. Maybe a few storms Tuesday afternoon, but Tuesday night is when the real, more widespread storms got going. So this is that same general thinking that you're going to see here on Futurecast. Note the time. This is noon on Tuesday. Still dry. 4 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Still dry. That's part of the reason why it gets so hot again on Tuesday. Having said that, we may get lucky on Tuesday when it comes to the heat. And the reason why is because of all this cloud cover you see. All right, so those clouds might be just enough to keep us in the low 90s instead of the mid to upper 90s. Doesn't sound like a lot, I know, but it'll feel better than 97, right? Not guaranteeing that. It still looks pretty hot Tuesday, but maybe we can get a little relief. We'll watch it. So, according to this forecast model, not a lot going on Tuesday afternoon. Then we get into the evening. All right, this is 7:30 Tuesday evening. And this is in advance of that approaching cold front that moves through Wednesday. You got this little line of storms that develops in southern Indiana. Very heavy rain with maybe some gusty winds. This does not look like a huge severe weather episode at all. Not even close. Not even close. But there could be a few gusty storms, maybe a handful of severe thunderstorm warnings. Not worried about tornadoes here. So this is around 7:30 Tuesday night, at least according to this particular forecast model and this particular run of that model. Storms fire up in southern Indiana, try to push south as the night goes on. And with that front being so slow to move through, those storms just kind of fizzle out as they lose that heat, right? So we'll keep a few showers around Tuesday night, but that's about it. Here's the catch, though. Let me go back here. There are some models now, in the latest data I've been looking at this afternoon, suggesting that we may have to watch for storm clusters to our north and west on Tuesday, kind of like we had today, that may dive in to the south and east and weaken. Still could give us a few showers and a lot more cloud cover, but those showers move in Tuesday morning, if that were to be the case. So that kind of, this is one of those deals where one thing causes an issue for another, so on and so forth. It's a chain reaction. That's what we'll have to watch as we get towards Tuesday. Will we have lingering showers, lingering cloud cover early in the day? Because if we do, then that may actually push all of the storm chances Tuesday night way down here, down towards southern Kentucky into Tennessee. That is not a guarantee, but it's just kind of a trend I've seen with the most recent model guidance. And we'll get another update here around 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, and I'll be able to share that information for you coming up on our news at 11. But just keep that in mind. A lot of iffiness still with Tuesday. There could be showers as early as the morning, and that could lower the storm chances in the evening. But for now, we'll still say the highest storm chances are Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening, and then we'll keep those storms around into the day on Wednesday. Does that make sense? Kind of a tricky setup here. So a lot can still change. Olivia's asking, any idea about the 27th of July for the Henry County Harvest Showcase? A little out of range still for the 27th. But I will tell you, up until the 27th, so the next 10, 12 days, temperatures aren't looking quite as intense. So I'm not seeing much in the way of 90s once we get past the next couple of days, or mid-90s at least. James is asking about Wednesday weather. Got some yard work to do. Wednesday is not going to be the best yard work day. And you will see why here in just a second. I'll just put a bow on Tuesday here real quick. With those storms that might fire up Tuesday evening, could have some gusty winds. That's why we have a marginal risk for southern Indiana. Should not be a huge concern. Maybe a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. That's it. But we'll watch it. We'll watch it. Not an alert day at this time. Now, James is asking about Wednesday. So that's when the front is going to be moving through wave country. So that means that the rain chances are still fairly high. We got a 60% chance now for Wednesday, all day Wednesday. Is it going to rain every single second Wednesday? No. But there will be these hit and miss showers and storms on again, off again throughout the day. I think Ashley's asking how slow is the front? It's pretty slow. And that's pretty typical for this time of year. It's very, very difficult to get these fronts moving during the summer months. They just don't have the oomph that they usually do in the spring or the fall. So this is going to be a slow mover. So we're going to keep the storm chances around through the day on Wednesday. But you notice the front finally tries to push south on Thursday. How far south does it go? That is the big question. The consensus is the front gets hung up, that is, somewhere through here. Middle Tennessee, into Virginia, so just barely outside of Kentucky. If that's the case, we're going to keep those storm chances lingering into Thursday for our friends south of the Parkway. So if you live down near Mumfordville, Columbia, Litchfield, Greensburg, you guys still may have storms on Thursday. If it goes further down south, if it goes down towards Alabama and Georgia, then we all should be good to go by Thursday afternoon. So we're still trying to figure out the exact speed as this front pushes to the south. It will get south of us. The question is just how far south does it go and how quickly can it move to the south? Hope that makes sense. Angela's got a question. You're in the donut hole last night with the rain. Yeah, we sent a push alert saying, hey, there's a few downpours around. And sure enough, there was a big old downpour that moved into Louisville. And then it just fizzled out. And like Angela says, just went around her spot in Spencer County. Yeah, you just got to love this time of year. You just don't know where these random downpours are going to go. And that was indeed the case yesterday. Ashley's got a question. Does the speed of the front have anything to do with whether or not we could see severe weather? Yeah, kind of. If the front is slower moving, depending on the timing of the front, that could give you a window where you have more time for the instability to build up, and then you can get a few strong storms. But there's a lot more other factors that could come into play. So it could have an effect, Ashley, depending on the situation. But for this particular scenario, I think the atmosphere is going to be pretty worked over from what we see on Tuesday to where the severe weather threat is fairly low on Wednesday. Just some heavy rain and gusty winds would be the main issue this go round. So that's the situation for Tuesday and Wednesday with the storm chances. Once that front pushes south, my friends, it finally gets out of here, whenever it gets out of here on Thursday. Lower humidity settles in. You don't get these kind of breaks around here very often in July, so take advantage of it. Lots of blue means it's nice, pleasant, comfortable. Highs in the mid 80s. There's some models trying to say low 80s. I'm not going to get that optimistic just yet, but I definitely think mid 80s are on the table by Thursday, by Friday. And then you see that humidity tries to nudge back in here as we get towards next weekend. But we'll get a little break in there, possibly Thursday and especially heading into Friday. Now, something we will have to watch, though, and you'll see it here in the 10-day in a minute. That front that we've been talking about, once it moves south, it's going to park. It's just going to sit. Wherever it lands south of us, it's just going to hang out there for a little bit. And that's going to be a problem. You're going to have this big trough just kind of parked over the northern part of the country, and the weather pattern is going to be pretty stagnant. So that means there could be some decent rainfall across the southeast as we get into late next week or late this week heading into the weekend. We'll see how far south that front goes. If it goes further south, our rain chances are lower, but if it gets hung up a little further north, we might have some rain to watch next weekend. Just throw that out there as well. But look at that. The temperature outlook as we head towards the mid to late part of July shows a good chunk of the U.S., not just us, but a lot of the U.S. Seeing potentially cooler than normal temperatures. Now, remember, when you see blue on this map, that does not mean it's going to be cold, right? It just means there's a better chance than not that we're going to be cooler than average. So we'll take it, right? Our average high this time of year is 89. And in general, we stay below that 89 degree mark once we get this front out of here. You see it on the 10-day. Here we go. 84 Thursday, 85 Friday. Friday looks fantastic, guys. It looks great. Partly cloudy, some clouds be around, yeah, but very low humidity and not a lot of rain, if any. I kept a 10% shower chance in there to be safe, but pretty good chance we'll all be dry on Friday. So the end is in sight, guys, at least for this heat wave. Just got to get through tomorrow and Tuesday. And then we'll watch the storms for Tuesday night. Well, Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, and Wednesday. The 30% storm chance for Thursday is for our friends south of the parkways, in particular. In southern Indiana, you're going to be drying out pretty quick on Thursday. And then that more comfortable weather settles in. It's still going to be warm, okay? It's still going to be warm. We might get back to near 90 next weekend. But it won't be this blistering air you can wear, I got to stay in the house all day kind of heat, thankfully. So that is where our forecast stands tonight, friends. Summer just keeps on going. We are 70 days away from fall. I'm not wishing away summer. I'm not saying that, but I am looking forward to that first day of fall coming up here in September. Kelly's asking if there's any chance for tornadoes on Tuesday. There does not appear to be at this point. Nope. Just heavy rain and gusty winds. That's the two main issues we're watching. Susan says Friday looks wonderful. Sure does. Looks really, really good. I'll go ahead and say I think Friday looks like the best day of the week. So good timing, right? It always seems like the best weather day of the week is on Monday. Not this week. Friday will definitely be the best weather this week. DJ King says, "Give us snow." You could talk to Brian about that. No snow anytime soon. Sorry. Denise says, "I love summer." There you go, Denise. You're probably liking the heat that we're having this weekend. We'll have into Monday and Tuesday. I'm not a huge fan of it, but to each their own, right? So that's going to do it tonight here on Wave Weather Now. Appreciate you stopping by. If you have any last-second comments, questions, or concerns, get them in there real quick, and I'd be glad to answer those questions for you. Like I said, Tuesday, we'll get more clarity on Tuesday, hopefully with this updated model guidance we get around 9 o'clock tonight. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So we'll share that new information with you on our newscast tonight at 11. And of course, the rest of the crew will be with you tomorrow and heading into the rest of the week, which, by the way, did you win the Twisters tickets? Did you win the Twisters tickets? We had over 7,000 of you sign up for a chance to win those Twisters tickets. We've made the drawing, so hopefully you got those tickets, and you're going to be meeting us at the Escape Theaters in either Jeffersonville or Blankenbaker on Wednesday. Hopefully we can all be out there to meet you guys on Wednesday. We'll just have to see how the weather behaves on Wednesday. Somebody might have to stay here at the station. We'll find out, but that'll be really exciting. Somebody will be at one of those theaters as we get ready for that Twisters pre-premiere on Wednesday. Nobody's commenting in saying that they won the tickets, so guess we don't have any winners watching tonight. Winners for the tickets, that is. Everybody's a winner. But yeah, that'll be fun. All right. We're going to wrap it up on this Sunday night. Again, appreciate you guys watching as always. We will be back on the TV side of things tonight at 11, barring any new breaking news situations. And Tawana will be here tomorrow morning. Brian will have the newest edition of the Good Morning Blog around 9:30, 10 o'clock Monday morning as well. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be kind to each other. I think we all need to keep that in mind for the time being. Have a great week. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. And we will see you guys again on the TV side of things coming up on Wave News at 11. Good night, everybody.